Hey guys, this is Andrea Epting with Resolve Strategies LLC. This is Q&A Friday, and we're here talking about grace, and it's just so important. One of the most important things I think we learn as a human being is how to give ourselves grace so that we can give grace and mercy to others. But not just how to offer ourselves grace, but when to offer ourselves grace. It kind of ties into, a little bit of what we've talked about in the past, which is we can, we'll also be in the resources, but what's the difference between guilt and shame? We want to hang on to the healthy guilt, just like we want to be able to identify when is it appropriate to give ourselves grace and mercy, but not in a way to exacerbate our procrastination or to justify participating in things that are not bringing us, the results that we're looking for, the kind of life that we're looking to live. So, I have Kelly here today, and she's going to ask me some questions with regards to giving yourself grace and how important that is on your journey of recovery and transformation and healing. All right, Kelly.
All right, the first question we received, what is grace?
What is grace? I don't have a written definition in front of me, but the way I practice grace, and I feel like this is so important, is to understand that grace is not just a definition, but it's a practice that you put into daily life. So the way that I practice grace is looking at situations and understanding that most of the time we're doing the very best that we can. Along this road, we are going to make and be able to identify that we've made some mistakes. We want to be bold and courageous and take a true and honest accounting and inventory of those mistakes, but offer ourselves grace because we are not designed nor are we meant to be perfect. Grace is a opportunity to throw perfectionism and crazy things like that to the wayside and be like, I wasn't designed to be perfect. I was designed 100% to be dependent on my higher power. I am meant to be dependent, not, independent in that manner. I'm not spiritually independent. So giving yourself grace is an opportunity to say, yep, I'm human. So grace filters into humility, and humility is what recovery is all about. So please do practice giving yourself grace, taking full inventory and personal accountability into the healthy or unhealthy things you do for yourself and also for others. And that takes a lot of courage and bravery to give yourself grace. But it's important that you say, you know what? It's okay. I made a mistake, but I'm doing my best. And my intentions are pure. Go back and understand, what were your intentions? Maybe it didn't turn out the way you wanted it, but most of the time, our desires, our true heart's desire, is very pure. And so when we're talking about addictions, oftentimes we're talking about the disease of desire. But understanding that at its core, that desire is very true, very pure, very honest. So give yourself grace. What's the next question?
What's the difference between grace and excuses?
Oh, see, I love that. I love that. So that's tough because a lot of people struggle with giving themselves grace because they view it as giving themselves permission to continue to make those mistakes. And that's not what it is. Grace is just admitting imperfection, and it's admitting dependence on your higher power. It is a journey towards humility. But sometimes people do, especially in an early recovery process, they use well, I gave myself grace and I'm trying not to carry shame. Their addiction can easily use that information and manipulate it into romanticizing, rationalizing, minimizing, and all those defense mechanisms that allow them to continue to act out their addiction or their behavior or chemical of choice. So you definitely want to be mindful that you are using grace to fight and combat shame, not using grace as an excuse to continue to participate in shameful behaviors. So I hope that answers that question. Is that it for this week?
We have one more.
Got one more.
When do I deserve grace and when don't I?
When do I deserve grace and when don't I? Well, here's the thing. You always have grace. It's when will you accept it? So that's the relationship to grace, is realizing it's always there. It's always at your fingertips. It's just when will you accept it and use it to your benefit and for your healing and for your recovery. So grace is always there. I hope that you will accept it and make sure you're using it to combat toxic shame. All right. Thank you so much for showing up, and hope you continue to enjoy the resources that we're providing. If you're looking for counseling, if you're struggling with trauma initiated behavioral addictions, please contact Resolve Strategies LLC. And you can reach us through our website, which is www.resolvestrategiesinc.com. Have a great week. Bye bye.